Okay, hello, welcome to the channel. Okay, my name is Victor, and I'm going to be your anchor for this training. So right now we're in module 6 of the digital marketing training. So this is e-commerce converting 101. So we want to look at e-commerce marketing strategy, all of the stuff you need to know about it before we get to start doing some hands-on. How do we integrate e-commerce? How do we integrate payment systems? How do we ensure that we can productize our service if, for instance, we're into a service-based kind of business. Now, e-commerce is a component of e-business. We all know, if you don't know, e-business has to do with you digitizing most of your business processes. So your business processes like your buying, your selling, your recruitment, your marketing, your payments, your shipping, all of those business activities that you even recruitment. So when you now say you want to do e-business, it then means that you want to make sure that all of these business processes, you can run them online. You can use the internet to run them. If it's for payments, you want to do e-payments, that's where e-commerce comes in, the transactional part. If it's for recruitment, you don't want to go through a manual process, you want to now do e-recruitment or e-HR. If it's marketing, you no longer do just traditional marketing, you now do digital marketing. If it's for typically all of the processes that you go through carrying out your day-to-day activities. So e-commerce is one aspect of your business process and is actually conducting transactions electronically on the internet. Now, one thing you need to understand is that a lot of things are happening. So this is like a global statistics as of January 2022. So number of people purchasing consumer goods by the internet, about 3.78 billion. As of today, roughly around November 2022, we have about 8 billion persons alive on planet Earth. So you have about half of that number actually making purchases. Just a few days ago, I made purchases online. Last week, I made purchases online. So a lot of people are making purchases online. Then you have about 3.85 trillion year-on-year change, right? Total annual spend on online consumer goods. This is in dollars. About $1,000 average annual revenue per customer. So if you check the profit, the revenue that is being made by online vendors from all the about 3.78 billion persons, you have a annual revenue of around $1,000. Then of course you have share of consumer goods e-commerce spend attributable to purchase via mobile phones. What can you attribute to mobile e-commerce? It's about 60%. So a lot of things are happening online and also happening via mobile. Mobile commerce. So mobile commerce has to do with that transaction that happens either on your smartphone, your tablet, or your mobile phone. So that's one of the reasons why you want to make sure that your website is as mobile responsive as possible. People are always on the go. There's increase in transaction on mobile. For instance, most of the apps I use in online purchase, most of the platforms I make purchases online, I have the mobile app version. So most of the times I do tracking, I do purchases when I'm on mobile. Even if I'm in front of a laptop, I'll just need to go to my mobile to do all of those checks or do all of those orders and the rest. So you need to, there's need to always think mobile, make sure that mobile users have good user experience. It also makes it easy for people for conversion. Why? Because they're always on mobile. They read the SMS on their mobile, they read their mails on their mobile. If you send an email, they open it, it goes to the mobile app. They say, get an SMS, easy for them to just check out the mobile app. So it reduces the number of steps needed to complete a transaction, right? Because for instance, if you send them an OTP, while they're on the laptop, they might need to go look for where the mobile phone is. But while on mobile, they could start a transaction, get their OTP confirmation, enter their card details, make the purchases, read their email, do everything right from the mobile. So it reduces the step needed to complete a transaction. And you could use the click to call functionality. If you have a call contact center or call customer rep or call for support on the website, on the mobile app, they can easily tap and it's going to open up on their mobile. And right there, they could make a call or email. They could tap in there and it opens on their mail platform and they can send an email. One thing you also want to do is to make sure that you keep the forms very short and few forms as possible. People on the go, people want it very fast. Use checkboxes, right? Also, if you're considering to do mobile launch mobile apps or have mobile versions of your website, or make sure your website is mobile friendly, you want to make sure you use simple navigation. You want to minimize scrolling and keep everything just vertical, like it's not horizontal, right? So how you know a responsive website is if I just have to scroll up and down, not sideways, right? You want to use hierarchical, clear, cut menus, right? This is a menu. If we go up, for instance, this is a menu, this is a menu, this is text, right? So there's some kind of hierarchy. There's some kind of hierarchy. So help users properly navigate. And designing for the big fat thumb, right? So you want to make sure that you have some room so that people don't accidentally click because they are on their mobile phone. So space management as a designer, you want to consider that. One thing that mobile phones have in common is GPS. So you want to, this is the time to also explore Google My Business. You want to have your address or your store location on the landing page so people can ask for directions. That's where Google My Business comes in. In one of the labs, we're going to be considering Google My Business. We're going to do a case study on Google My Business, how to set up your business on Google My Business, how to make posts, how to create offers, how to maybe set up time for your business and all of that. We're going to do that in a hands-on. What should you consider when setting up e-commerce platforms? Security, navigation, reduction in the number of steps. So shopping cart, do you need one? Choosing the correct platform. I love WooCommerce for WordPress, PayPal, Paystack, and some payment processors also have a way you could do like a storefront on their platform. For instance, if you are in Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, South Africa, you're in Africa, Paystack, you could use the Paystack storefront to implement that. In one of the coming videos, if you have questions on this, you need me to help you tell you or record a video on how to do that, you can comment in the section below. Don't forget to share these videos to friends, persons that you know interested in digital marketing, because this is a series of videos and it's going to come with other accompanying hands-on to concretize the knowledge you're actually learning here. Payment processing. So for instance, I prefer to use PayPal and Paystack. Those are my two options. If you're in Africa, Paystack. Depending on your country, Paystack or Flutterwave. Then if you have a worldwide audience, then you could use Stripe or PayPal. Hosting, we have SouthTechHosting.com. You could use those services or any service of your choice. You're also going to ask yourself whether you're building a B2B or a C2B kind of platform, or you want to utilize a B2B or a C2B platform. B2B will mean business to business, C2B will mean client to business. You're also going to ask yourself, do I want to have an e-commerce website on my site for my marketing purposes? Or do I want to list my products and services on another business's website? If you're in Africa, if you're in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, you're going to be looking at Jumia, you're going to look at Konga because it's a multi-vendors type of site, so you could list your products and services there. Or if you have a global audience, you could be looking at AliExpress, DHgate, eBay, and Amazon. So these are ways you could actually push your product and services over the internet. So having an online store will help you create, manage, sell, and make it easy for you. So there are several providers. You have Shopify, Magento, Volition, PrestaShop, OpenCard, VirtualMart, OSMart, ZenCard, PayPal. This is actually Skrill. There's a mistake here. This is also a mistake. I think this is a mistake. So this is 2 hosting platforms. When you request for this slide in the description, you'll get an updated copy of this material. Always think about customer journey. I've always talked about the customer journey because that's where you get to understand the AIDA model. You need to understand that somebody is going to consider you, search, or rather consider trying to buy something, search for it, he makes a decision, he acts, he makes the purchase, he enjoys it. He might need to refer somebody, then of course the process rides on. So you want to always think about this customer journey when you're planning your e-commerce strategy. This is some statistics here. So people look at reviews, people look at blogs. That's why one of the first set of things you want to do when you come online is to first create your online presence. Have a Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook accounts for your brand. Make it as unique as possible. Use the next 2, 3, 4 weeks to make sure you have good available content on those platforms. It can be text, it can be video, it can be audio, it can be images, consistently across these platforms. Then in your 3rd week, you want to start boosting most of the successful posts on all of these platforms. And in your 1-2 months, you want to try to build a community and build followership. The reason is that after 30-40 days, when you start trying to promote or people start to get to know you, or people want to make purchase decisions, I got to check through your handles and see how credible you are. So credibility is going to be what kind of reviews, what kind of content are you posting, what is your status like across social media platforms. Very, very key, very, very important. Social commerce, which is a subset of electronic commerce. So it involves social media, online media to support social interaction and user contribution to assist online buying. So social commerce is the use of social network in context of e-commerce transaction. So this is actually a long-term thing, right? So you want to create on your social media platforms, you want to create it as a way for people to interact, for people to engage, for people to comment, for you to do quiz. Like I said earlier on, I'm going to be sharing a content strategy with you so that you understand how to get content out in a very, very seamless and easy manner. So social commerce has to do with you, that reputation you're trying to build online. How can you now translate that into transaction or push people or pull people to your online stores? So social media engagement is very, very key. Social media engagement, content creation, right? So that upon that engagement, you can now build upon or piggyback on that for you to now get people to your stores. So social media is important if you're considering e-commerce because it plays quite a lot of role. So mutual benefits, people are going to check up your handles and see how you treat customers, what kind of content you post. This also allows any aspiring social media manager or someone currently with a role to link their work to revenue generation for the employer, allowing them to justify their continued employment. Of course, because if you say you are a digital marketer for a brand or a social media manager for a brand, one way you could justify your presence or your job role is to engage social media and see how that translates into sales. Of course, whether you're setting up your own business blog or services, this is a skill set worth developing further as you move ahead. That's why we tell digital marketers to learn how to build basic websites and blogs. On this channel, you have a complete series on that. So it improves your skill set and make sure that you become a professional, because you could do most of your tasks end to end. In the next series of video, I'm going to be exploring affiliate marketing. The idea is you understand the entire landscape or a good amount of the different strategies in marketing, so that when we start talking about digital marketing strategies, then you get to understand how to plan one. We're going to be exploring some templates. How do you plan digital marketing for instance, a boutique, a medical consulting company? How do you plan digital marketing for an agro company and the rest? We're going to look at these case studies, but it's important that we understand the entire space. Thank you very much and see you in the next series.